Right then folks, Greeno here. Where am I today? Well, I've come down the coast in Dorset a little bit to the west, and I am in West Bay, which is known as a kind of little holiday destination, not far from Lyme Regis, that kind of part of the world. Why am I here? Well, behind me you will see a sign for a place called Platform. What on earth is Platform? Well, it is a restaurant here in West Bay situated at the old railway station. Now, of course, the railway doesn't run here anymore, but what they've done, originally 10 years ago, some people opened up a restaurant inside the old railway station. Apparently it proved very, very popular, needed to expand a little bit. How did they do that? By buying train carriages and converting them into restaurants. Apparently the first one they got is from 1911. That's pretty old, that's older than the Titanic. It hasn't sunk yet. And apparently they had to fight off a late bid from the TV show Hollyoaks, who wanted to use the carriage in a train crash scene. So hopefully there won't be any train crashes with our meal today. I'm looking forward to this. It's got a really good reputation on their website. Celebrity endorsements. Martin Clunes has been here. Hugh Laurie has been here, raving about the place. But will Greeno be raving about it? Will it get my green light? Let's get inside and find out, shall we? Right in folks, come in and been seated, and isn't this place spectacular? Really, really nice conversion of this railway carriage. Like I say, this one is from 1911. They have got another one here, which I use kind of like more of a cocktail bar, almost a party zone, which I'm going to take a little look at towards the end of the meal. That should be interesting to see the difference in the two. Inundated with menus when we come in. So I've got a drinks menu here, which Mrs. Greeno is perusing as we speak while holding the camera. They do have a set menu option, and we're here at lunchtime and it looks pretty reasonable, so I think that's what we're going to go for. The great thing is we were asking about some of the things on there because there's a soup of the day and a dessert of the day, and we have been told that we can mix and match a little bit from some of the items on their sort of main menu as well, which I think is a nice touch. It's a set menu but kind of semi-set. But yeah, I've got to say, I'm really impressed with this. There's quite a few people in here, but it's very, very relaxed vibe. A little bit of light music, people just chattering between themselves. And I like the way the restaurant is set up. Obviously small tables are the main thing in here because you're kind of limited for space width-wise. But yeah, it does feel plush. It feels refined. Look, even put a shirt on. No North Face today. No Greeno Eats hoodie. Gone with a real shirt. But if I can take the beef chili as the starter option.
Okay.
And which one were you going to go for, dear? The arancini.
Arancini,
Okay.
very nice choice. Not that the beef soup's not, it's delicious. It's just tried the arancini a few days ago.
Right. Yeah, arancini are generally a good thing, aren't they? For the main, if we can take one of the sausage and mash, please, and one of the fish and chips.
Perfect, okay. And then
And
we'll
we'll
come to
sort desserts when we sort them.
Okay, and were there any allergies or intolerances we should be aware of?
No, none at all.
No, that's perfect. I'll just pop those through for you then, and I'll get these menus out of the way.
Super job. Okay, so that's the food ordering. Very, very friendly service, as you've just seen. Looking forward to this. Now, I got myself a little Diet Coke here, because I'm driving, but at least, you know, it comes in a nice glass. Mrs. Greeno, on the other hand, has got something a bit special. Let's take a look at that. So here we go. Mrs. Greeno thinks because she's holding the camera most of the time, she deserves a little treat. So she's got herself a banana and rum espresso martini. So it's got some golden spiced rum, Kahlua, banana and espresso in there. How is that, dear?
That is really nice.
Really nice. Is it better than a Diet Coke?
Absolutely.
Right, got soup, so we'd better go with a napkin, hadn't we? Don't want to get all messy, do we? Now, this is a chili beef soup. and the smell coming off it is beautiful. We've got nice crispy onions on the top, and this cheese on toast on the side looks absolutely spectacular. Really, really nice. I am looking forward to this. Mrs. Greeno's got her arancini sat waiting patiently, so I will get on with this so she can tuck into that. So that's something that's a bit difficult to eat one-handed. So, let's try this soup. So it's got a nice consistency to it. There is kidney beans in there, there's bits of chili beef. And like I said, we've got crispy onions, some micro herbs. Let's get it all mixed in together and give it a try. Oh, it smells great. Oh, that's lovely. It's basically just like a runny bowl of chilli, but it's not like it's been watered down. Obviously, it's been thinned somehow or other, probably with some stock or something. But it still has quite a punchy flavour. There's all the spices in there you associate with the chilli, a bit of cumin in there, and a good whack of chilli itself. That's so tasty. Come and have a look at the consistency of it. Bring it in a little bit closer. You can see there, it's got all the nice lumps in there, bits of beef, chili beans. That's really, really nice. So, let's see how it goes with this cheese on toast, shall we? Really thick bread here. Cheese oozing everywhere. What an absolute treat that is. Oh, and they've got Billy Joel in the background as well. That's a bit of a treat too. That's ace. The bread is nice and thick. So while it's toasted on the outside and a little bit crispy, it's still nice and chewy in the middle. That cheese has got a really nice, strong, sharp cheddar flavour. That's really good. And I think cheese goes with chilli beautifully. That's great. Right, I'm going to eat this and let Mrs. Greeno eat hers as well. Those starters were excellent. I had a little try of Mrs. Greeno's arancini as well. Punchy flavours that really match together well. There was like feta cheese in there. There was obviously olives in the puttanesca sauce. The andouille in the arancini. It's a skill, isn't it, to be able to combine those flavours so well. Really, really tasty. And my bowl of, basically just a bowl of chilli, more than a soup. Like a hug in a bowl, which is what you want on a chilly day like today. Really, really nice. It's really interesting here in the drinks menu or whatever. There's a little bit of history about the carriages here. I've just been chatting with our waitress, who's a bit of a history buff and has got a lot more knowledge about it. So apparently this was built in 1911. They went over to France in the First World War and was used as part of a hospital kind of thing, hospital carriage, hospital transport, and was used most busily in the Battle of the Somme. They made 35 trips into the battlefield to pick up injured soldiers and transport them away from the front line. 35. Apparently there were no recorded deaths on board, but speculation is because they were recording the deaths once the passengers were unloaded the other end, which seems more likely than nobody passing away at the time. But it's really interesting, yeah. So much history in this thing. It came back after the war and was used for the next 60 odd years. So loads and loads of history to this place. Really interesting. Right, folks, main courses have arrived. Come in and take a closer look. Right then guys, so I have this bangers and mash here. Mrs. Greeno has got the fish and chips with all different accompaniments there. There's mushy peas, there's a Thai curry sauce, tartar sauce, fish, a little Jenga pile of chips too. Looks really, really good. I've got the bangers and mash here. Let's get stuck into that. So we're going to go with the broccoli first. Nice, fresh, green looking broccoli. Those of you who will have seen my video I did at Colson's down in Exeter will know why I'm specifically referring to that. And that's tasty, as broccoli goes. Nicely cooked. And on a warm plate, so it's keeping warm. It's got that nice bite to it, but it still tastes really fresh. That's good. Got some additional kind of greenery around here, which looks kind of kale-y. That's got a really nice flavour too. There you are, folks. I know you all worry that I eat too much rubbish. I'm getting me greens in today. So we've got some sausages here, a really nice looking mash, gravy, and a sort of a herb oil here as well, which looks really attractive on the plate. Let's go in for this mash. So it's quite a nice thick mash. Yeah, have a little look at that close up. Nice and smooth looking, isn't it? And I can see a bit of steam coming off of it. So again, we know it's warm. That is so smooth. And buttery. God. Nice bit of seasoning to it. And I'm going to get some of this gravy on there too. That is lovely. The gravy. Come down and have a little look at this gravy. That is so shiny. You can almost see your face in it. Like a mirror. Oh, yes. And the flavour of it is great. It really is. Okay, let's move on to these sausages. So we've got 2 sausages on here. I think that's fine on a set menu. You know, if you were ordering sausage and mash somewhere as a standalone kind of dish, you might want 3. I think 2 on a lunch like this is fine. They look really nice quality too. And very, very well cooked. Really even coloration over them. It does look good. Let's get it in my belly. Really nice snap to the skin there. And what's good about what they've done here, we've got these little crispy kind of onion bits on here that you might sometimes find on top of Asian food, that sort of thing. But they had a nice little crunch, a little texture, and a little burst of flavour too. So good. Let's try a bit of everything together if we can. We've got the mash, a little bit of the kale stuff, a little bit of the broccoli, and the sausage. And we'll mop up some of this beautiful gravy with the onions. Oh, that's a mighty old mouthful, that. That's just good. So tasty and hearty. I had that nice hearty soup to start. Sausage and mash. It's a chilly day outside, but I'm not going to be feeling the cold after this. Yummy. Right, just going back for one little thing. Mrs. Greeno thinks I'm going to talk a bit about this. I'm not. I'm pinching one of her chips and dipping it in the curry sauce. Sorry, Mrs. Greeno, I just cannot resist. Thai red curry sauce. Really nice, big, chunky chip. Skin on. Oh, that's good. You're going to enjoy that, Mrs. Greeno. I'll try some of the tartar sauce as well. Yummy. Now then, Mrs. Greeno, big question is, do we have room for dessert or not? She's not saying anything, but she's nodding behind the camera. Right then, folks, dessert is here. So there's one dessert choice on the set menu, which is creme brulee with cookies. Looks pretty good to me, though. There is a cheese option, actually, with a £5 supplement, but come on, you don't want to see me eat a piece of cheese, do you? So, this creme brulee, can you hear that? Like cracking an egg. Perfectly done, perfectly done. Let's dive into there. We've got the custard underneath. Oh, look at that. It's just like a shard of glass. And there we are. There's the custard underneath. Take a look in there, Mrs. Greeno. Mrs. Greeno hasn't ordered a dessert. Obviously more worried about her waistline than I am. That is smooth. It is sweet. And it is scrummy. Just like me, eh? Why are you shaking your head, Mrs. Greeno? That's not very nice, is it? But, oh, yeah. There seems to be a little mouse coming and stealing my dessert. So you did want a dessert, you just didn't want to order one, hey? Fair enough. I don't mind sharing, Mrs. Greeno. But that is a very, very scrummy creme brulee. Try the cookie. That mouse is back again. Oh, that's a beautiful homemade cookie. Goodness me, what's that in there? Pecans? Oh, yeah. That's so good. Right. Enough of watching me eat this. Because I've got to concentrate, because Mrs. Greeno's going to pinch it otherwise. I'll see you all outside and we'll talk about the whole experience. Right then, folks. Platform here down in West Bay. What a lovely, lovely place, and such a cool, quirky idea, converting these train carriages. Before we left, we were given a little bit of privileged access into one that's not open today, that operates as a cocktail bar. I'll put a bit of footage up on screen of it now. Mrs. Greeno thinks that is the perfect place to spend some time. It's bright, it's colourful, and they serve cocktails. I think she'd move in if she could. Right, the lunch. Really, really good, really tasty. I'm interested to come down another time maybe and order just off the normal a la carte menu, because the things we had on the set menu were great and not expensive. So what did I have? I had the beef chilli soup, full of flavour, and that lovely cheese on toast. I had the sausage and mash with a beautiful little gravy and all the little onions over the top and everything. And that creme brulee with the homemade cookie that was just, oh, scrummy, 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 scrummy. Mrs. Greeno, what did she have? The arancini and the fish and chips, and all of that was really good. The homemade tartar sauce, the Thai curry sauce. For a set menu, lots and lots of nice touches and attention to detail. Right, I've got the bill here in my hand. So, drinks. The banana and rum martini, £11, you're welcome. Diet Coke, £4. One set menu without the dessert was £23, and the one with the dessert was £27, so a total of £65. No automatic service charge on there. I did leave a tip though, because the service we had was really, really nice. So, £65 plus tip. I don't think that's unreasonable for two of us having a really, really good lunch. And the good thing is, we're filming this a little bit in advance, but this is going to come out on the 13th of February, the day before Valentine's Day. So Mrs. Greeno, happy Valentine's Day. I hope you enjoyed your lunch. You had to work for it, but you know, such is life, eh? No, it was really, really good. No, I will take you out for Valentine's Day, dear, don't worry. Really enjoyed it here. Really, really spectacular lunch. What are we going to score it? It's got to be a 5 out of 5. Easy. Nothing to criticise about it at all. The price is good, the food was great, the service was brilliant, and the venue, just cool. Just really cool. Does it get Greeno's green light? You know what? It was a first class meal on a first class train. Definitely Greeno's green light. Right then folks, so if you've enjoyed this video, well, I have been to Platform here in West Bay, down on the coast in Dorset, where it's a bit blustery and a bit chilly, and rubbing again. People will be moaning in the comments, they always do. But if you've enjoyed it, click a thumbs up on there for me. It does help the channel. And if you've enjoyed this video, why not have a little look around the vault and see what else you like. Click the subscribe button, ding the bell for notifications, blah, 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 all that good stuff. Right, where to next? Who knows? Oh, almost looked like a flasher then, didn't I? Better not do that. Don't want to get the locals too excited or get arrested. Yeah, I'm off. Bye.